Good afternoon, everybody. So I did this 3 to 4 years ago. Let's do it Let's do it again, baby. Election 2020 results seem to be mostly in. Now, granted, I don't think Trump is not going to contest some shit because realistically, some shit just went on. It's been nuts. But for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure it's over. It's been confirmed now that Biden has officially won the presidency, and Kamala Harris will be the first female vice president. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts and general thoughts. I actually went back and listened to my video back when Trump won 4 years ago. And ironically enough, I ended up voting for Trump this year, even though I voted for Hillary 4 years ago. I ended up voting for Trump this year. So of course, I lose again. I lose again. So what can you do? It's funny because I feel like I handled it back then way better than I thought. I was gonna be more depressed about Trump winning, and I wasn't. I think I was pretty objective and I was pretty true to myself then, which is that in the grand scheme of things, whoever is president doesn't affect me much in the long run. And I would say that's pretty much true for Trump. When Trump won, I mean, not a lot changed for the first 3 years. The most change I've even been affected by is from this last year due to coronavirus, and which means this video is automatically flagged. You can't say coronavirus. Coronavirus, the racial tensions exploding over the George Floyd situation. Like, it's been a lot. It's a lot of shit has gone down, right? Even though I decided to look up and see what things Trump had did and done over the course, because realistically, I wasn't paying attention that much. I was paying attention more these 4 years than I ever have the last 4 years, especially this year in general. This particular year, I was more focused to the point where, and some of you would go, damn, you ended up voting for Trump. I think my biggest problem with the whole situation is that although I'm going to give Biden the same benefit of the doubt, I'm not going to do this whole he's not my president bullshit like a bunch of fucking people did when Trump won. He's not my president. That's some petty ass shit. Because the reality is, are you from the United States? Yes. Who's the president of the United States during these 4 years? During those 4 years? President Trump. So President Trump, regardless of whether you like him or not, is still your president, right? Same thing's going to go for Biden. No one's going to fucking complain there. Well, actually, people will complain. And I think my main complaints about this election is the same complaints that happened when Trump won 4 years ago. People showed their motherfucking ass. People are going to continue to show their motherfucking ass. You know what shows that America's racist and xenophobic and all this other dumb shit? You know what shows that? It's people's reactions to the win. That's what shows it. Now, granted, I'm not fucking happy Biden won. I think this whole election currently has been pretty spooky. But if he gets inaugurated and it's official, fuck it. He won. He won. It's the same way I took Hillary's L. It's the same way I'll take Trump's L, right? I think I have my issues more this election than I did last one, though, because I really think the media, if nothing else, and I want this to be clear, I think if no one takes anything else from this whole fucking election, please take the reality is, do not trust the media at all. At all. I'm not even talking about specifically left or right. I'm talking about in general. Research everything yourself. I know that takes more work and effort, and we're all fucking lazy. That's not me included with my fat ass, right? But if nothing else is learned, do not trust modern media. Because as much as I had my issues with some of the things Trump did, I still thought he was a better candidate than Biden, who I very much believe to be a fucking puppet. I don't feel like he's going to actually be the one doing anything. He's going to be the figurehead, but that's about it. That's a personal opinion, though. That's not a reality. That's my opinion. But do not trust the media. I feel like the Trump administration should have proved to a lot of people that modern media has no interest in integrity anymore. Modern media's goal is to incite a reaction and to play for the fence that they give a fuck about. And this year, no one really liked Trump. Let's be real here. The Democrats didn't like him. A lot of Republicans didn't like him. This dude was walking into a room where almost every gun was loaded and pointed at him. And the media took full advantage of that. Now, granted, Trump ran his fucking mouth like he wasn't supposed to and didn't help himself at all. But the media, I think, truly fucking screwed him. Because I feel like a lot of the voting that happened was out of fear and out of the sheep mentality or mob mentality, where essentially they would call him a racist. They would call him a racist or like a xenophobic, or, oh, he supports white supremacists and shit, even though there was video evidence to prove the otherwise. And then they would literally just take all that shit and they'd be like, this, and then put it in, but they would spin it to where he supposedly he was, and then that scared a lot of minorities. Ironically enough, he still got more minority votes than any other Republican president in recent years. So it's like, what? It's like, what? I also, because I very much am very distrusting of how the left has acted over these past 4 years. It's crazy to me that Trump, and the irony is this, that unlike Biden, right? Like when Biden, oh no, not Biden, but unlike when he's gonna be one of those presidents that's drugged through the mud. Like I very much have a sneaking suspicion, this is just my opinion once again, that when Biden's 4 years are up and he's out here doing elections, Trump will be using this excuse for Trump will be used as an excuse for why he didn't do as much as he did. Like, oh, well, I was trying to fix the country from the Trump administration, even though the Trump administration up until 2020 was pretty consistent about, I mean, the unemployment rate was still going down steadily, just like it was from the Obama era. The employment rates were going up. For the most part, nothing really was overly negatively impacted except for people's feelings. It wasn't until 2020 where shit kind of hit the fan, and even then it hasn't been absolutely terrible. It's just been rough because of the virus and because of a bunch of civil unrest. And so people feel like we needed a president to make us feel better, because, you know, feelings now dictate political reform, so fuck it, whatever. Like I said, I'm probably a little bit more bitter now because I was more invested in this one than I was in Hillary. But at the end of the day, people on both sides, don't show your ass. Biden is your fucking new president. I think it was at the end of January, the middle of January, he will be your new president. That's something that is a fact. That is something that people don't need to run away from. That's just what it is now. He won, therefore he is your new president. Don't pitch a bitch fit, and don't fucking go out and try to hurt people and cause some shit to go down because you're not happy about it. Same thing on the left. Don't do this mean ass fucking victory lap. I really fucking hope, by the way, that this whole every Trump supporter is a fucking racist thing, I hope that doesn't maintain, because that was a terrible narrative that kept going, and it's still going, and the left need to cut that shit out. That's not just your political affiliation does not make you a racist, okay? Stop that shit. Stop that shit. Now, if you, because it's creating a false dialogue that just, I voted for you, therefore I'm a racist because I voted for you, when I'm not voting for you on some racial divide shit, right? Like, not everyone who voted for Trump is a racist, old, stereotypical white man that everyone likes to fucking pretend like they are. And people need to be real about, why did Trump get so many minority votes? Why did he get a lot of LGBTQ votes? Why is his shit up compared to other Republicans? Maybe it's because they saw something in him that they didn't see in the other candidates. Maybe because he wasn't as a fucking terrible president as people like to pretend he was. But fuck it, whatever, fine. So I'm bummed that he lost 100%. But life goes on. And now that people have their Democratic nomination in, let's see. Because, I mean, Biden's going to have to come into the same shit Trump was dealing with already, which is civil unrest and the coronavirus. Because the coronavirus is not going to be over in no fucking January. Let's be real here. Like that shit's gonna maintain like a motherfucker. So yeah, we'll see how his 4 years go. I don't hold any ill will towards Biden as a person. I have my reservations due to his history and the things he's done and not done. But like I said with Hillary and Trump back then, every president has the potential to do good things. Now, whether or not they do good things is literally up to them. But yeah, I voted for Trump. I imagine Uncle Tom comments like I usually will. At this point, I feel bad that I feel like that. I also would hope, if nothing else, black people start thinking for them fucking selves. It frustrates me that we're still stuck in this mentality of thinking one specific way. It makes me mad that the black vote is so generalized, but it's so easy to scare now because, racism, he's a racist. Man. I just hope the extremists on both sides don't do anything reckless, but as we've seen, that's not necessarily going to be the case. I'm probably a little bit less, I'm probably more emotional now, primarily also not due to just my candidate not winning and me being more invested in him, but also because of all the shit that's going on, the shit I haven't agreed with. But we'll see what happens, I guess. I imagine Trump not to go out peacefully, which I wouldn't expect him to. Just him as a person, and also because this election there's been a lot of spooky shit going on. Let's just say that. But right now, I think they've currently claimed him as Biden as the victor. So I'm making this video in that pretense. Now, I know you can kind of sue and take it to court. Whether or not it gets that far, remains to be seen. But just want to make this video so it's out here. This has been a rough day for me physically. I'm just kind of like, part of me is happy it's over anyway, because people lost their fucking minds, and the stress that came from that, and then the coronavirus and people's jobs, and we're about to hit Thanksgiving in a few weeks, and some people truly hated him. People truly hated Trump, right? I just, part of me is just happy it's fucking over. And then today's just been rough for me on some personal shit. Like, I have no AC in my house, even though the fucking weather isn't cold enough to justify not having AC. So I've been hot all day. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this outside. Also, nephew sleeping, so you don't want to make too much noise outside. Shit just. And then I have a throbbing headache. Right now, I've had a headache for like the last 12 hours, it feels like. So yeah, I'm done with it all right now. But hey, congratulations, Biden, Harris. I hope you do good things and improve this country for the next 4 years. Trump, I don't think your presidency was a terrible 4 years. I feel like people over exaggerated it, but hey, thank you for the 4 years of work. I appreciate it. So with all that being said, and at the end of the day, people's lives won't change that much anyway, but I hope they feel better at least. With all that being said, this has been the Vlogs Game from your boy Terrell, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh shit. We got a new president. Biden 2020. Oh, Jesus.